listening to another episode of Loud About Nothing. It's me, your boy, the hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Conelli. And as always, per usual, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie boy. Robbie, say hello to beautiful people.
What is going on, beautiful people?
I'm very excited. We got a fucking fire guest today. We got a fire guest in studio. She is so knowledgeable about dating. Anything that you want to know about dating, go to her. She hosts an amazing podcast. We met at Acme. Give it up for Lindsey Metselaar.
Well done.
Yes! Okay, now we can have fun.
You crushed it.
Oh my God, so scary every time. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you just went to Lisbon.
I did, yeah.
Was it the most beautiful place you ever been?
So beautiful there, yeah.
I went there with my buddies, and I was so disappointed I wasn't with, like, a partner.
Yeah, it's romantic.
We walked around with a bottle of wine, listening to music coming out
Yeah.
the windows.
Yeah.
And my boy's there, and he's like, your hair's a little sweaty. I'm like, fuck, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I was actually with my in-laws.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But my husband, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
It was nice. It was really nice.
How did you do on the hills?
I was okay on the hills.
Really?
I was okay on the hills, but I don't really... Like, I was good when I chose to go up a hill, but when it was like a tour that was taking me up a hill, like, I'm like, I'll do what I want slowly, you know?
So you don't like to be told.
I don't like to be told.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't like to be told either with stuff. We stayed at a place that there was stairs because the hill was so steep just to get down anywhere.
Yeah, they have a lot of the stairs there.
Yeah, I was constantly just sweating, and it was in the middle of August. I was just dripping sweat.
Oh, it's so hot in August there.
The entire time.
Right.
It was disgusting. And you know what's crazy? They go on vacation for a month.
Like the people of Lisbon.
Yes.
Yeah, where do they go again?
I'm guessing the
Like
south of France.
No, I think they go to Comporta. Like they go to other places in Portugal that are by the beach.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be beautiful beach.
Yeah, or they go to France. I don't know them.
I thought that's where everyone went in. I thought that was the Jersey Shore of Europe. Was
it's the Jersey Shore.
Maybe.
What makes it romantic? My sister's been like 3 or 4 times. I'm technically Portuguese, but I have
you
no
are?
Portuguese. I mean, my last name is Portuguese, but I have no Portuguese like culture.
Yeah.
I think
my
my great grandfather was.
Yeah.
But my sister goes and is like pretends like we're Portuguese when she's there.
Yeah. I feel like it's just like the small streets and like the colors and I don't know. Just Europe in general is more romantic than America.
There's on the floor mosaics of tile mosaics just walking around the grounds.
Yeah.
It's literally like one of the oldest cities in Europe.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Because it was a port from Africa that they would any port town's going to be super old.
See, someone's paying attention on the tours that I'm not paying attention on.
I sound dumb, but I'm not that dumb. Okay? So I know I sound, and you're from New York, but you don't sound like me.
No. Well, you're from Staten Island, so those are two different places completely, I feel.
I know.
I also like pride myself on not really having any sort of accent.
Okay, why are you choosing violence instantly? Why are you coming for me instantly?
I just feel like I was born monotone.
Really?
Yeah.
Do your parents have New York accents?
They do, yes. They
Love
do.
them.
Yeah.
Obsessed with your parents, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so you know. And you're like, I refuse.
No, I just like never picked it up, really.
Who'd you learn to talk from?
I don't know.
You just
Really
ignored
great
everyone
question.
around you?
I
Do you have
guess
siblings?
so. I have a sister, and she has a completely different accent.
He
than
has
me.
a little bit of a different accent, I would say, than his sister.
Yeah, my sister actually lives in Long Island, so she has like a Long Island accent now.
She has to protect herself.
Exactly.
If she's not dropping ahs and oohs, you know? Yeah, she's in trouble.
It just like happened as soon as she got there.
I love that. Yeah, my sisters don't really have an accent, but they did more theater than me, and also I hung out on like the Staten Island a little more than her.
Right.
Yeah. The Upper East Side's a little different than that.
I guess.
You guess? Did you go to school in the city?
I did. I went to an all-girls school.
Oh, Catholic?
No, not Catholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm actually Jewish.
Oh, cool.
But it wasn't a Jewish school. It's
Cool.
just like a all-girls school.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you go to an all-boys school?
No, I'm so happy I didn't.
Yeah.
I think dudes that went to all boys schools, like they don't know how to be friends with girls.
That's such a good call, and I've actually talked about this. I always say to my husband, like, if we have a girl and a boy, I'm sending the girl to an all-girls school and the boy to a co-ed school.
Interesting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like girls that went to all girls school were vicious to each other.
Yes, but they learned, like, they got that out of their system early and were scarred by it, so they never will be like in adulthood.
Let's get the trauma done so that they can be a good person.
Fully.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I also think that girls are going to be vicious at some point in their life with other girls, like no matter what, at a co-ed school, whatever. I think the reason that the girls should go to the all girls schools is because it makes them have a bigger voice and like not afraid to speak and like intimidated by the boys around them, and like they show up and they can like do sports and not care how they look. But the guys who go to the all guys schools are like locker room vibes and just like not normal with girls, as you said.
A girl. I love that point about like the girls get like a bigger voice. It's not like some dumb dude just yelling over them.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Which can like really scare a girl when they're young and have that experience.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I do think that I know dudes that went to all boys school. It was like we'd be smoking weed and they just like pull their dicks out. And it was like, what's happening here? Like it was a lot of like ball culture and like yelling at each other. It was very like that locker room bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was so funny. And
Right.
if a girl came around, no one knew how to act. I feel so lucky that I have sisters and I'm close to them because I like grew up like, I don't know, arguing with girls, being friends with them, like not like mystifying them in some sort of weird way.
Yeah, there are some guys who cannot be friends with women, regardless of if they went to an all-boys school or not. They just can't be. And then there are some guys who you would trust with your life if they went to dinner with just their girlfriend one-on-one.
Yeah, what do you think the determining factor is in that?
Well, so for me, my husband went to a co-ed school growing up, and he has thank God, and he has tons, and he has a sister.
Oh, cool.
And so he has tons of female friends in his life. Nothing like too close, like where it's like awkward, you know, where like he's on the phone in bed with them. But like I have
that would be a little strange.
1 second, I'm on the phone with Samantha. Okay, we're gabbing.
But like I have but I have no like qualms about him hanging out with them. I don't think about it twice.
Yeah.
But guys I've dated in the past who like, I don't know, just are more sus around women, and like there is always some sort of feeling in the friendship one way or the other.
Yeah.
Has made me less comfortable. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think
it's wild if a dude doesn't have girlfriends. Like, what you're just going through life, just like the opinion of your guy. Like, it's nice to talk to your girlfriends about certain things. Like, guys don't care about a lot of things that I also do care about, I feel like, oh, does this look nice? Like, aesthetic. Or like, oh, I want my apartment to look a little nicer. And it's like, all right, some guys aren't gonna entertain that conversation where I'm like, I have girlfriends and I'm like, we have good relationships. We have other things I want to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Also, dudes suck.
Yeah, they're
sometimes.
so annoying. I'm
about,
also
like,
over dudes.
You want to, like, if I want to talk about something, be a little softer. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't go to guys for that. No,
it sucks.
You can a little bit. Some guys you can.
Look at Robbie's trying to protect his ass. He's
No.
Sebastian, you can whenever with me. Okay, babes? Listen, baby, I'm open for you. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to protect his ass. Robbie.
No, not mine.
I know. But some guys, yes. Like, there are some beautiful man-to-man relationships. But most of them, like, when my husband went to dinner the other day with his group of guys, and one of them had like a breakup. He was living with the girl and they broke up, and he comes back from dinner and I'm like, oh my God, like, did you find out what happened? He's like, no, we didn't talk about that.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, wild. Are you kidding? This guy needs to heal. You need to ask him questions. He just went through a breakup. She lived with him. Like, who is he talking to about this?
Nobody.
No one.
No, I'll tell you this.
His mother and sister.
From my own point of view, a therapist, your mom.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
Your therapist.
Right, but guys don't even do, like, most guys are still to this day too, like, insecure to have a therapist, so they'll have like a career coach who's like secretly a therapist.
Oh, that is insane.
What a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Right?
The career coach.
Yeah, but they call it a career coach.
So
that like if they get
wild.
caught by someone having a therapist, they'll be like, what do you mean it's a career coach? Like, she worked at Morgan Stanley for 5 years.
That's so funny that they like have to mask it like that.
Always.
But girls do the same thing. What they don't say therapist, they'll say like my spiritual healer.
No, my God, are you
So-
kidding? Girls have therapists on their dating profile.
No, I know, but there are some girls that don't go to. I know several girls that don't go to therapy and will go to like shamanic healers or like
Right,
only
right.
like stuff like that.
Right. Well, those girls need professional help.
I know,
Yeah.
and I love that.
You're like, that's my type. Yeah.
Oh, easy. No, I like a girl that goes to shamanic.
No, I do feel like my guy friends, my guy friends listen to this obviously, but I'll sit and we'll talk for an hour about like our emotions. But
Yeah.
which is like kind of what I do. And I'll go
You have a different relationship with your guy friends than a lot of other dudes.
yeah, because I try to seek out guys that do have some level of like emotional intelligence. It's really difficult to be friends with someone who does not have any emotional intelligence or wanting to talk like, I don't know, about your feelings at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like you have a good group of guy friends, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
everyone is as lucky. I feel like I don't know, are these guys that like you met later in life? Or,
Yeah,
like,
I would
grew up
say,
with?
yeah, you kind of have to like seek them out
Yeah.
after a certain point. You're like, all right, who's growing in the way I want to grow? Who's
Exactly.
not?
Because I
We
feel
kind
like
of
the
don't
guys,
need to see them as much anymore.
right. Like I feel like the guys you grow up with, it's actually like harder to talk about that stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I grew up in Staten Island.
Yeah.
My
So
relationship
definitely for
with
Sebastian.
dudes and guys and friends is much different.
Right. Right.
It was very. I told a nice PG story about dudes pulling their dicks out before while
Right,
smoking.
right.
That was a nice
That was your
mom story that
experience.
we could say.
Uh-huh.
You are like an expert in dating.
I try.
What do you consider yourself?
I don't know. I'm still learning. I feel like we're all
Yeah.
still learning. Like for anyone to be like, I am the dating
Sure.
expert. It's like, well, it's so different for everyone. But like, I like to talk on my experience, and my experience did end up with me in a happy, healthy relationship. So like, for that reason,
Yeah.
I can speak on it. But I don't know.
Sure. I do think that you have great advice.
Thank you.
I do want to bring something up after like listening and finding out more your points of view on dating, stuff like that. You hate the long dates.
Yeah, I hate that.
Oh, really?
And so
I
this
hate
is
them.
Roberto's,
Okay,
Robert's
yeah.
favorite thing.
No, I don't know my favorite thing.
He's been on record.
Okay,
I
I
can
do.
pull
All
up a clip
right. I will.
that he
explain
loves
myself.
the long dates. He's
I
obsessed.
do like it,
Okay.
but I will say this. I
Wait,
went
Rob.
on- okay, continue.
Let's hear why the long date's bad before you
Okay.
defend yourself.
Okay.
Why is the long date bad,
Oh.
in your opinion?
The long date is bad because it creates a false sense of closeness with a person. So you go out with them for like 6 hours, maybe even a day, like a 24 hours spent with this person. And then you're all of a sudden so confused. Am I in a relationship with this person? I told them about everything in my life. There's no peeling of the onion when you go on a 7-hour date. You're sitting there telling your life stories, your secrets, talking about your family trauma. Like it's too much too soon. It's not sexy. And it leaves you not wanting more because you just got so much. The whole point
Sure.
of dating is like each date should be like a layer. But when you go on that like long date, you're almost being greedy and like you're getting too much at once. It's like you're being emotionally slutty.
Interesting. I don't necessarily disagree with you.
I agree with you.
I'll say my experience. I've been single for 7 years. It depends when you decide. I broke up in college, but 7 years safely, I'll say. And I didn't really go on dates at all until like COVID happened, and I was like, what am I like? I didn't really want a relationship.
COVID
so
happened. He says, I got to
How
get
old
out
are you?
there.
I'm gonna be 30
Okay.
in September. 6 months. 5
September
months?
what?
21st.
Okay.
We're both Virgos. I don't know
Oh,
what that means.
wow.
That's what you
okay.
want to
We're
know.
opposite ends of Virgo.
When's your
August
birthday?
24th.
Okay. Continue.
What are your thoughts on that?
I love Virgos.
Great.
Me
People
too.
don't like them.
I'm right
People
after
hate
you.
them.
I'm September 28th.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
Yeah. So, but I have like Virgo in my chart, which I know you don't know what that means. But
I
like,
have co-star.
Okay. So I have like my whole chart is Virgo. So
Oh, really?
I identify well.
Nice.
Interesting.
Okay.
I've
continue.
also, I love Libras. Like I've dated, like my ex was a Libra. Like for that whole period, whenever I would have like a crush on someone, or I'd be talking to someone, it was for like 8 years only Libras, which is wild. And I don't know why, because I don't necessarily think we're compatible.
I disagree. You might
Really?
be. I mean, so my mother-in-law and you have the same birthday,
Okay.
and my father-in-law is a Libra.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Maybe that means something. But continue.
But
about
anyway,
your
so
long
I'm
days.
in COVID, and I'm like, all right, I haven't gone on a date in 6 or 7 years because I knew I didn't want a relationship, and I'm like, all right, I could still go on a date. And like, people were like, oh, just go on a date. Like even the women that I would go on dates with would be like, all right, we could just go on a date, whatever. And so I was like, all right, I could do that without being like misleading, because I was never been on dating apps. I was like, all right, I don't want to lead anybody on. But I've been on, say, 8 first dates, I think, since COVID. And they've all ended at like 2:30 a.m. And no matter when they start, a lot of them end at 2:30 a.m. But I'm like, we could go somewhere else. I'm not like pushing it to move forward, but I like to talk. We sit. I'll like listen to somebody's story, but it is what you say of like, you get a lot out in those hours, and it is kind of like, I don't know, it is more of like a spar. It's like there is this connection that I think exists that maybe is a little bit a sense of like falsehood, or like we're in the moment and then the moment ends and it's like, all right, that was nice, but we're not in love. Like, and sometimes I get the idea, I'm like, oh, it kind of feels like it's a lot more than just one date when you do go through this like 7 or 8 hour expedition. But I'm not like going into it like, oh, it would be great to do all these, like sometimes people are like, oh, I have stuff after, and I am like, all right, great, and then they don't have stuff after if it's going well, and we just keep going out, and then it ends at 2:30.
Right. So it sounds like a few things. It sounds like the women that you're going out with like don't have the best boundaries for themselves necessarily. I'm not like blaming it on them.
Yeah.
But like even if it was going well, I would be like, this is fun. Like, let's do this again. I actually do have something after, even if I don't.
Yeah.
But also I think I'm curious, like, what happens after the date? Do you not follow up? Do they not follow up? Like, then what?
No, sometimes we follow up. I guess I've been on maybe 3 second dates, but I'm kind of busy. I'll be like, I went on a date and I'm like, just so you know, I'm busy. We go on a date in November. I'm like, I'm busy almost every day in December. Just before the date. We were doing like this year. We were working. I mean, we work a lot.
I go away almost every weekend.
Yeah, we'll like go away and do a show,
and then I work during the week, and I usually teach at night times. My life stinks.
What do you teach?
I teach improv.
Okay.
So I'll teach improv on the weekends. A lot of time I'll be away doing a show, or I have shows on the weekends, and then we have to record this and we edit, and it's a lot of, I'm creating my own work, so that never ends.
Right. Yeah.
Last year I had to go to 8 weddings. It was just like, you have to go 30th birthday. It's like, I'm always have some shit. I say no to so much stuff, and I still feel like I'm extremely busy.
Yeah.
But I'll also be like beforehand, if you just want to go out and sit and talk, that is kind of what I can provide. But I can't really, I'm not on dating apps. I'm not like looking for a serious relationship. But even if you say all that up front, you go on the long ass date, it kind of is like, oh, but it was so great. Why wouldn't we go on another one?
Right. I also think it can be misleading to women. Like, a lot of women will reach out to me and they'll be like, but we spent so much time together on the first date. And I'm like, that's not, like, I understand, like, that can come off like you're really into them.
Yeah.
Which maybe you were in the moment,
like, definitely in the moment.
But that's just, it gets confusing, I think.
Yeah, no. I guess I do agree with you. Maybe I should just cut them off.
Maybe.
That would be I don't go, yeah. I like try to set up all these boundaries for myself to not lead people on. But who knows? Sometimes, I met somebody at a party once and we didn't even hook up. We literally talked for like, I don't know, an hour. And then I felt like I was getting a breakup text like 4 days later. It's like, I can't do it. Like, I got their number and we were texting a little bit. And then I'm just getting this like almost breakup text. I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I liked what you said, something about like men fall in love when they're away from the person.
Yeah, it's in the.
Yeah, what is it? You said it much more eloquently.
Well, now I'm forgetting it because I'm on the spot. But it's like in the distance, or like in the time apart is when they fall for you, like the missing aspect.
So you think with like text messaging and like constant phone calls, that's harder now?
Yeah.
So
I
Civil War
do.
was ideal time to fall in
Yeah,
love.
exactly. You go to
World War
war,
I?
you leave your wife, she misses you.
Those men really loved their wives.
Oh yeah, but who the fuck knows what those men were doing at war?
I know.
Who knows?
Yeah, you're right.
Who's to say?
I'm not to say.
It wasn't on social media, that's for sure. But no, it's hard. You like the constant communication, and that's why like I like to tell women and men about rules and making sure that like if you're dating a guy and in the time apart, like let him reach out to you, because that is the time where he's like considering, thinking, feeling,
Yeah.
whatever.
I do a lot of thinking alone. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that is interesting because I will like, it's those quiet moments that you really feel stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And I do think that I can get wrapped up in a moment going, I like to have a good time. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. Someone's laughing out there making jokes, you know? But then I think you are right. When I'm away from a person, I'm thinking about them.
Right.
Especially when I'm busy with other stuff. To think about them first is something like, oh, yeah.
Right. Like that means something.
Yeah, that does mean something. So you do a lot of like helping, like you used to like curate dating apps.
So yes, I do these like dating app profile consultations where I'll
Cool.
meet with someone and I'll be like, this is what you got to change. Like this is working for you. And it's fun because like I'm off dating apps. So I kind of get to see like what's going on in the dating app world.
Sure.
Do you guys like your dating app profiles? You said you're not on
No,
them.
I'm not.
I have one. I'm not that active on it. I'll like look at it for fun, which is probably so annoying.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I like it. I think I'm better in person.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I love the name of your show because my 20s, I would be going out meeting people. I would meet people all the time.
Yeah.
I loved meeting people in the wild.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that's fun. I've been to, my friends would like go to those club situations. It's like, I mean, are you finding love at those places? Maybe not. I don't know. I wasn't, I guess. But I also wasn't looking for it.
Right.
But I like to be out. I think there's like a special, that's maybe another reason why you go on the first date, you meet somebody out, then you go on a date, and you're like, this is what I can really do, but I would love to meet up and talk if you want. Like, so I guess in that way, if you meet somebody in person, it also could be more misleading in that way.
But like, where are you meeting people in person today?
Today, I don't know, at a bar, after a show,
Yeah.
like at a wedding,
Yeah.
and I don't really go out, so I'm not meeting a lot of people
Right.
at a friend's party, at like,
Yeah.
You went on 8 first dates in 3 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
8 dates, just pretty much 8, maybe 10 total
Not a
dates.
lot.
Yeah, not a lot.
What
no.
do you think like people messing up on the dating apps like most common? Like what's the biggest mistake, especially for dudes,
Okay.
if you don't mind?
For dudes, the gym selfies.
Nice. No
Yeah.
worries here.
It's just like it's not cute.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think dudes who like lead with something negative, like don't message me if like if you're into astrology. Like it's like, well,
I'm the exact
fuck
opposite.
off.
Guys are wild.
Yeah.
I'm not really into astrology. I go talk about old data.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I think there are some guys who will say, and I really hate this, be like, I'm looking for a girl who's fit and cares about like, you know, like, and it's like, oh my God, like,
yeah.
get
And they
out
just
of
come
here.
out and say that.
Yeah, and then it's like, look at yourself in the mirror, bro. Like,
Sure.
and then I think also just like not being funny, just being boring, being like, my guilty pleasure is peanut butter. Like, okay, dude.
I feel like there's a lot of that.
Yeah, like there's nothing to work with. Like a lot of guys will just, and then the worst actually is like
Okay.
guys don't want to answer the prompts sometimes on like dating apps.
Oh.
So they'll just do like a period
Oh,
instead of even saying anything.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's rough out there.
That's brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah. How often how often do you think you should be changing prompts?
I mean, if it works, like keep it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, like immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
What are yours?
My prompts?
Yeah, let's hear
Yeah.
your prompts.
It's too cringy.
Are they cringy?
I don't know. We'll see. My phone's on airplane mode. How convenient. Oh, they're not gonna be funny. Oh God.
Maybe they are.
Stop. You have too much faith in me.
I mean, you're funny.
Let's see.
What do you think of like a voice memo?
No. Yeah.
No?
No. I hate those.
Don't
I
do
hate the
that?
voice memos and the videos.
Okay.
You hate a voice memo.
Yeah.
I was told to do voice memos.
By Hinge. Yeah.
No, by a girl.
Oh.
She says you got a nice voice. You should do a voice memo.
No.
Wait.
By the way,
What part is it no? My voice? Or...
No to the memo.
Okay.
But I do think you have a nice voice.
Stop.
I swear.
Where do you go? Edit profile.
All right. Let's
Okay,
see.
you
Oh, do
can't
have a
make
voice
fun of
memo.
me too much.
Okay, I swear. But here's the thing. While I'm
You
taking this-
already see a problem.
No.
The
The
voice memo.
reason
The voice
There's clearly a
the
voice
reason
memo.
that I don't like the voice memo is because like people have 2 seconds to get their attention.
Yeah.
So like do it with something that you write versus something that they have to now. Like think about that friend of yours who always sends you voice texts. Like, are you happy?
No.
No.
Unless it's gossip.
Yes, of course.
But then I'm already intrigued.
But how would you know it's gossip? And like, you know.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
Okay, but
you got to be easy. I want you
will.
to know I'm very soft. I'm weak.
I will.
Okay?
I will. I promise.
He's a sensitive boy. All right, that's good. He was in a movie
Okay.
at the movie premiere.
If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Holiday trinkets from Target. Okay.
I like them. I put out a lot of crap for the holidays.
Oh, look at I'm
I'm
back in the
weirdly
profile.
attracted to nails and a big personality. Okay.
Not too good, huh?
Let's debate this topic. Does ranch belong on pizza?
Pretty boring.
Okay, hold on. Let's play the voice memo.
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do
I'm
this.
a 10, but
I can't. I don't know.
I have an accent. I say words
Oh.
like coffee, water. I mean, what are we gonna do? Let's just get over it, all right?
I can't.
Come on.
I can't. That's so cringy. I want to
that
die.
is cringy.
Oh, God. Kill me now.
It's
Why are you
funny.
doing that to
it's
me?
funny. Okay. My only thing other than the voice memo is that like you should show your humor more. That's all.
I should show my humor.
Yeah.
I was trying to be. You know what? Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
I don't want to have to be fun. I will like to be funny, but I don't want someone to date me because I'm funny.
Yeah. Okay.
But I guess that's the best reason.
So say that on your profile. 'Cause even that is funny.
Really?
I don't want someone to only date me because I'm funny or something.
That's funnier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then they're like, well, are you though? Like, you know, like it's
Yeah.
intriguing. It's like
It is.
it's like everyone's always dating me because I'm funny. You know, it's like, oh, there's something
Oh,
there.
You're
know?
good. That's really good advice. Yeah, maybe I'll update.
Like I could be like, I don't want everyone to date me just because of like who my mom is, you know, and then everyone's like, well, who's her mom?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Oh my God, that's so good. Wow, you created a mystery with one sentence.
A mystery was created.
That's incredible. No, but I don't know. I'm not. I went on one Hinge date and the girl started talking about how her ex texted her, and so I'm like, don't have time, and then I got annoyed.
Yeah, but that was one date.
I know.
That's what I was trying to say too. I mean, he does. You go out on long first dates too.
Yeah, occasionally. I haven't been
Yeah.
on a date in a while, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think when if not on a dating app on Instagram? Do you think that's an okay way to meet people through DMs? and
Yeah,
stuff?
I think if your DM is interesting enough.
Yeah. That's not.
People meet like that all the time these days.
Yeah, you think that's like normal and people shouldn't be like.
Yeah, I think anything can be a dating app.
Yeah, I mean
Anything.
Instagram,
LinkedIn?
for sure.
LinkedIn for sure.
For sure,
Oh,
LinkedIn.
really?
Oh my God, a Venmo.
Stop. Venmo could be a
swear.
dating app.
Yeah, I know people who met on Venmo.
Stop.
What?
What's the story?
There was a dare.
We met on Venmo.
Yeah, there
Okay,
was a
there's
dare,
dare.
and someone was like, "I dare you to Venmo like 3 random numbers $1." That
Oh,
was like
wow.
a dare at like a party or something. And then someone did it, and one of the guys like contacted her and was like, "Did you mean to Venmo me this? Like, I'll send it back to you." And she saw his like little tiny picture, and she was like, "Wait, that guy's cute." And they started texting, and now they're dating.
Oh wow.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you got to do an area code near you.
Yeah,
You can't just
that would
go.
be smart.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to meet someone.
Yeah.
But that's truly remarkable.
Mhm.
You really can meet on any app.
Any app.
Yo, what's up, everyone? We are sponsored today by Sunset Lake CBD. If you want to go check them out, they have a lot of great products over there. They got some dog treats. They have oils that you could put in your drinks. They have gummies. They have sleep time gummies. They have CBD gummies with actual THC in them. They have 3 milligrams of THC in their Good Vibes gummies. So if you want to go check that out, use the promo code LOUD LOUD to get 20% off your entire purchase with the promo code LOUD. And I've been rocking out hard, man.
Yeah, I really love these good vibe gummies,
I'll
to
tell
be
you.
honest.
Let me tell you this, man.
Yeah.
I've been going to some situations
Okay.
where the vibes have not been good, okay? I've been in some situations, and I take one of these good vibe gummies.
Okay.
The good vibe gummies, I put good vibes inside of me, and those good vibes go to them.
Okay.
And the whole room changes.
Yeah.
I am changing locations because of this good vibes gummies, okay? I had to go to Sunday Mass the other day.
Oh, wow.
Dominos de Deus. I take out a good vibe gummy. All of a sudden, Jesus! People are clapping their hands. They're singing because I'm vibing hard on the Psalms.
Okay.
I'm hitting riffs at the end of Psalms with these good vibes, okay? I have to go to all these situations that aren't ideal.
Okay.
My father needed help moving stuff out of the basement. He had to get rid of a lot of stuff from his past. The vibes are off. I take a good vibe gummy. All of a sudden, I was on Whose Lawn Is It Anyways, bringing out the garbage. You had no idea what these good vibes gummies do. These 3 milligrams, they take me to the moon, brother.
Okay.
You have no idea.
They elevate the situation. They they taste good and they elevate whatever. I think they're perfectly named. Good vibe gummy.
I had to go to the DMV.
Yeah.
I walk in, grouchy. Everyone's there.
Yes.
I take a good vibe gummy. By the end of it, we were playing charades. I had people at the DMV on their feet because I took a good vibe, I put it in me, and then I put it out in the world.
Yeah.
I had the people saying, "Oh, can you read the chart behind me?" I go, ILOVEU, and they go, "Shut up!" I go, "Good vibes," and then wink at them. I don't have a license. But the good vibe gummies are bringing good vibes to me, and I'm able to share that with the world.
Yeah.
My mother found out she wasn't going to be able to spend Mother's Day with all her children.
Bad vibes.
Bad vibes.
Did you give her some good vibe gummies?
I gave my mother some good vibe gummies. She didn't even know Mother's Day existed anymore.
That's how good the vibes were.
The vibes were so good, my mother forgot Sunday was a day.
There's some good vibes at your house on Staten Island, especially when the weather's nice. I'm excited for these good vibe gummies.
The good vibe gummies are going to be out.
Chilling by a
And I'll tell
pool
you
with
this,
a float. Good vibe gummies.
sometimes you walk into a good vibe situation and you have bad vibes.
Oh, yes.
Right? So you're coming over to my pool. We're lounging. My dad's playing Margaritaville. He's got some songs going. You better take a good vibe gummy so you bring that nice energy into my family.
You can't
okay?
allow bad vibes to come in. You have good vibe gummies at the door. You got to either choose.
Sometimes, if you're walking into a good situation, right, you got to bring your vibes up. If you walk into a bad situation, you got to bring their vibes up.
Yes.
And there's only one way to do it.
Good vibe gummies, baby.
Damn. What do you think the worst dating app is?
I don't know. I feel like if you're looking for something serious, I feel like sometimes Tinder can be like more sexualized.
Sure.
But maybe things have changed. I'm not really in the throes of it, so maybe
Yeah.
things have changed.
That's interesting. Yeah, I only did Hinge, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was never a Tinder or Bumble.
Yeah.
My sister, I think, met her husband on Bumble.
Really, I like the idea of it. I don't love like that we have to do the initiation on Bumble as women.
Sure.
Like I know that some people are like, well, it's empowering, but like sometimes it's annoying, you know?
I do know.
It seems like
Yeah.
it would be annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have to wait for some. I'm a person that likes to be in charge. I pretend I'm like a nice Tony Soprano when I go
Yeah.
on dates. I like
Yeah.
to like feel I hold the door.
Right.
I always pay.
Right.
I'll be poor as shit, but I don't go on a date unless I have money to pay for both of us.
Amen. That's how it should be.
Yeah, but like if you're in a relationship, it's totally different. But like if I'm asking you out, I'm gonna pay for everything.
Yeah.
What do you think if like someone keeps going, no, let me pay or let me get something? You should eventually like, it might be a rule they have or something.
I think they're just not interested in you.
Interesting.
If they're pushing it.
Interesting.
Or they're like a crazy feminist who like
Who has, yeah.
who needs to feel like an equal party.
For me, this happens a lot. I'll go like in theory, I've gone on dates where we went out to dinner and I'm like, oh, yo, let's go get ice cream because I'm on record saying nothing's better than an ice cream kiss. Right?
Okay.
Cold mouths, you're both happy, you're enjoying each other. And they're like, let me pay for the ice cream. I'm like, no, let me just do the whole night.
Yeah.
I would rather spend the extra $10, $15 on ice cream and feel like I gave you a whole night than you pay for $15.
Agreed.
But is that selfish? Because I'm like,
No.
really?
There's nothing selfish about paying for a woman when you ask her out on a date. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Every time.
Interesting. What do you think the ideal first date is? I'm trying not to drink as much now. Like, so
I actually like ice cream as a first date.
you do?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I like that
is a
idea
good-
too.
Yeah. That's what I would do in high school.
Right.
You would do an ice cream first date. That would be like my go-to.
Where did
date.
you grow up?
New Jersey, Sayreville,
Okay.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right over the outer bridge, like by
Sure,
Staten Island.
sure.
But yeah, in the suburbs, we would go get ice cream. That would be like the big thing to do in a little town when you're in high school.
Yeah, that's a great date.
Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah. Also, like the weather's getting nicer. You could do like a walk in the park. Like
Go
I love
sit by
that
the
'cause
water.
I don't have any
museum
money.
row. Yeah.
No, people don't like
So-
museums.
No, but like galleries.
Oh, okay.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
People feel so weird if I'm like, oh, you want to go to? I've asked like girls on like a second or third date, be like, you want to go to a museum? They're like, nah.
Well, that's like if you were more specific, if you were like, I looked up this really cool exhibit at the Whitney, like you want to check it out with me, that sounds way better than like, you want to just see a museum? Like that's like, so, I was like, what are we going to do in the museum? You know?
I'm gonna show off my art and knowledge.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like I would like a museum date.
You would?
Yeah.
I think it's nice. There's nothing better to me than looking at like. I like to know a person, but I think how I get to know a person is by absorbing other things in the world and seeing how we both joke about it.
Yeah, agreed.
Because that will be most of our time if we end up together.
Right.
Is it going to be like, yes, you dig deeper into the other person, but also it's going to be us absorbing the world and how we react to it as two people.
Right. I like that a lot, actually. I agree.
Yeah. So, like, I think a museum is like a perfect place because it's quick. We look at this and then we get to talk about it. A
Right.
movie's too long.
Mm,
Because you spend what talking about the movie 10 minutes max
right.
for 2 hours, 3 hours if it's a marvel, right? I don't like that.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, movie's not a good first date at all.
So I do like the park because you get to joke about people walking by.
Right, people watching.
Yeah.
That's great.
One time a girl asked me, she goes, "Do you want to go sit in the park and go check out girls on a date?" I've never been more blown away.
Wow,
It was
that's hot.
It was incredible.
Yeah, that's great.
It was truly one of the best dates I've ever been on. We got high. We put on sunglasses. We had coffees, and we were like, "Oh wow,
that
she's
does sound
beautiful."
incredible.
It was the best date I've ever been on.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And she was by, and like it was like all like it was nothing like wild. You know what I mean? We were just like basically sitting there joking about people.
Right, but that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I think that too often on dates we like dig into who the person is constantly. I'd rather you show me who you are by how you respond to the world.
I agree. I
Nice.
agree. Yeah, I comedy show dates are also
I do comedy.
good. Yeah, well, like if you didn't do comedy,
Yeah.
because you get to see what they laugh at, and like if you laugh at the same jokes.
Yes. That is important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that could be a little tense though, because if you know, like, I guess because I know comedy and like I'm like, all right, I know their jokes, I know it's comedy, or like their kind of shtick, and it's like,
yeah.
all right,
no,
they're
for
not gonna
you
think
guys,
it's funny.
maybe it wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
No, but I understand how
No.
like that is fun.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes I'll tell girls what I do or something like that, and then they'll instantly like try to be funny and just be aggressively mean.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that. There's something about like someone wanting to prove that they don't care. I'm not that edgy, if I'm being honest.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's not as comedy at all.
Not edgy
Yeah.
at all. Like,
Right.
yeah, we can joke about stuff. I don't have like that many lines when it comes to like joking about stuff.
Sure.
But that's just not what I want to do.
Right.
And I think people think instantly it's time to show you how mean I could be to you.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
No.
What do I do? I have a bad time with boundaries and like telling people that stuff.
Telling people that you're in comedy.
One, yeah, I have. Sometimes I'll tell people like, or tell them I've been like on a TV show or something like that. I like have a real hard time like admitting that.
Because then you think that they're like gonna be with you because you were on TV.
No, it's just then I just get embarrassed about talking about my career for some reason. Yeah, that's probably my own personal issues.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's cool.
I know. My dad's been talking to me a lot lately, saying like, he's like, just because you're not fully put together right now, Sebastian, doesn't mean you can't find someone.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? As a man, I'm like, I need to be a fucking full package. As a man, I need to be a complete package to present to someone in order to like love them.
No, I mean, I think it's about like how you feel about yourself. Like if you feel like you were just saying like you're still feeling like a little insecure about like talking about what you do, then like yeah, maybe it's not the best time, you know? But like there's so many guys who are like have no idea what they're doing, don't even have a job, but are secure, and like I would say they could date.
Interesting.
So it's about how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
but it's hard.
It is hard. I make a living,
Yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, that's good advice. It's like, it's what you think about you.
Yeah, but it's hard. Like I know a lot of guys will wait till they feel like they can like provide and whatever before like getting engaged or getting married or whatever it is. And so that makes sense. I mean, that's like what society has told us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to pay rent.
Yeah.
Once I can pay rent, like I can pay rent-ish, but it's like, all right, we're struggling a little bit. It's like if I have a date fund, it's like I can maybe also afford to go on, because I want to go on a nice date, and a date's gonna cost $200 most likely, especially if you're going until 2:30 a.m.
Oh my god!
It's
of
like,
course.
yeah, I at least want to be able to afford maybe one date a week and rent.
Right.
That would be like my baseline minimum of like, all right, then I could go be dating.
Right.
But like I feel secure, I guess, in myself, but not in my like I want to build with someone. I also don't want to put this like pressure, like I'm taking this huge risk, like this doesn't have to be anybody else's problem just because like we get along and we could talk to each other. Now you are invested in my like huge life risk. Like that's kind of where I'm like, I'll just wait until it maybe sorts itself out a little bit more, and
your
then
huge
I'll,
life risk is like making it in comedy or whatever?
Yeah. Like I used to work for like I used to have like a 9 to 5. I worked for JP Morgan. I would like be able to, I don't know, do whatever. I could go on vacation, I could go out to these clubs and bars or whatever. But then I was like, I knew I wanted to do comedy then. So then I'm like it's like my whole life was like I need to spend my free time doing that. Now it's kind of like I moved on to it, and I'm just like spilling how I feel about everything to you.
No.
But I moved on. Now I do this, like whatever, I'm pursuing this, and I'm like broke as I've ever been. So it's like, yeah, I'm happier, I'm more secure. I hated who I was like when I was working for this company.
Right.
But I just can't really build with someone. So now it's been this like 8-year journey where it's like, yeah.
Well, I've
been single for 8 years.
I don't see why you can't build with someone. Like I think transparency is like amazing. Like if you just
I'm over transparent to the point where he says I'm rude sometimes.
No, like I remember like early on, like I think the second date with my husband, we were talking about like our salaries. Like I don't even know how it came up. I think because the guy I dated before like never told me what he made, and I thought it was weird.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he was
that
like,
is weird.
Yeah, and he was like, well, just so you know, like I make nothing. I just took a job working for a startup. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like it didn't affect me at all. And like it never was like my burden.
Yeah.
So I think that like that's more just like in your head that they're going to feel that way. Like they're not going to feel like they have to like take care of you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, and you make that clear.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that is true. I don't know.
He's falling apart over there.
I think we got to get both of you guys on some dates.
Yeah, I mean, I go on them. I mean,
I do good on the
I
dates.
love the date.
Yeah.
Clearly I love it. They extend for so long. I love to
Right.
sit there. I love one-on-one attention. I love to give people attention.
Right.
I like to hear people's life story. Like, I mean, people like to talk about themselves.
Sure.
So you ask them even about college story. Like, there's so many fun. People have a lot of fun stories. Even if they have 5, they're gonna use them all on a first date.
Right.
So it's like, all right, the first date is a lot of fun, and I do love that. But I don't know. I do feel like it is a compromise at the end of the day, and I am like not gonna compromise.
Yeah.
Like it's hard, and I get that, and I'm like, I'm not really gonna compromise, and that is selfish, and it like might be cute for a little bit, but after a certain point, you're gonna get annoyed. And like even if I tell you, it's still I think on me to not be an asshole.
Yeah. Not gonna compromise, meaning like you like are leaving her birthday because there's a show.
Potentially. I mean, not that.
Bro, you
not
can't
her
be
birthday.
doing that. That's brutal. Don't go out with anyone then. Jesus.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He said maybe? Yeah, no dates for him.
No,
what
not
are we
her birthday because of a show. I mean,
Ooh.
you would leave. You would like. I guess
I would
somebody's
never.
birthday. Yeah, but if you got like a TV show or something, like if something happened, then you would have to.
That's
like,
money. That's work.
Yeah, I guess
That's
money.
like difference. That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
career.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So a show being what? An improv show? Maybe not. But there's levels of what a show is.
Well, I think if you explain that to them, like,
Yeah.
then it would be understandable.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the same thing. Like, my husband's in a startup situation, and so like he will like be 3 hours to a family function because he's dealing with some like startup fire that he has to put out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's I understand that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm never like, what? Like, I didn't know that working for a startup meant that you would have to do work for a startup. Like,
Yeah.
I guess
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
like, if you just discuss it in the beginning, it's just not a big deal.
Because everyone's aware of like this person comes with this.
Right.
Am I
exactly.
willing to? Everyone sucks in their own way. And can I deal with how you suck?
Right. I just had this guy Dan Savage on my podcast who's
Love Dan,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he says like you pay the price to ride the ride. Like
That's great.
that's what you
Yeah,
gotta
that is a
do,
good point.
You know, like
Yeah.
if someone wants to be with you, they're paying the price of knowing that you're gonna, run to Cincinnati if someone wants you to.
Yeah.
Cincinnati calls.
How long have you been with your husband now?
3.5 years.
Married? 3.5 years?
No, total.
Wow. How soon did you get engaged?
We got engaged after a year and a half.
Is that short or long? I have no idea.
I don't know either. I thought it was short. but
I think that's short.
apparently, it's very normal these days.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, when you meet, like, when you're in your 30s or, like, 29 when we
Yeah.
met. Yeah.
So a year and a half is kind of the standard.
Not the standard.
Did you live together before you moved in?
We did. No, but you mean before we got married?
Yeah, before you got married.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We did.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah.
I think that's so important.
So important. I did a whole episode on it, actually.
You did?
Yeah, it's coming out on Sunday.
Oh, because it's literally like that is what marriage is. It's
Right.
like is living together and coexisting.
Yeah, it's so weird to me when people just, like, get married and then they're, like, showing up with their suitcases.
Carrying them across the thresholds. Now you could come into my home, our home.
Crazy.
It's insane that like parents that are like not open in that way want their child to be in a relationship, in a marriage where they didn't live together first.
Yeah.
Don't you want the best for your child?
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
even not even cleanliness, just straight up routine.
Yeah.
I don't talk in the morning.
Right.
And I like tell girls, I'm like, just so you know, in the morning I'm gonna be quiet and I'm not grumpy, I'm just quiet.
Mm-hmm. But they wouldn't know if they didn't live with you.
They wouldn't know. Or the day-to-day routines.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you live together before you got engaged?
We lived together for like a year because like COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So like we
Do you
we
feel-
moved in sooner than we would have.
Cool. Do you feel
Yeah.
like you have to justify that?
Yes, because I'm the kind of person who like
Uh-huh.
is a slower person when it comes to those like milestones.
And he's like, let's go.
No, he is too.
Oh, really?
We were both like very independent, and then COVID like made us live together.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, that really is. And I think during those COVID, you really get to know who the other person is.
Yeah, you do.
There's
for
no
sure.
hiding.
No hiding.
There's no hiding.
Yeah.
And so then how did he propose? Do you mind me asking? Have you shared?
I've shared. I'm like, so I know everything that's going on all the time when it comes to like no one can surprise me. Like
Of course,
I'm like
you don't gotta tell me Virgo birth chart.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm the planner, like you know it.
Of course.
And so I was like, it's a bummer because I'll never be surprised when I get proposed to. Like that was my mentality, you know.
Oh, did you tell him that?
I definitely did at one point.
Yeah.
But I also had never like gone ring shopping with him, nothing. Because like I just find that unromantic. And
To help pick out a
interesting.
ring?
yeah.
I have a question. I know nothing about diamond rings. I know nothing about that. I have no
Yeah.
idea what a woman will want.
You know who knows?
Their
Your
sisters,
girlfriend.
their
Sister,
friends.
best friend, mother.
All right, yeah.
So it's pretty quick and easy to get the answer. Anyway, so
Wow. Egg on my face.
You gotta do an ounce of research, Sebastian.
yeah, it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Send one text.
Okay.
And
they'll be so excited to answer that
they're
text.
ready.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
ready.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
ready, and they're honored. Anyway, so we were at my parents' house
Okay.
for the weekend, and we were going to a dinner that I had booked because I book everything.
Cool.
And so, like, I had booked a dinner, made a reservation at a place that's hard to get a reservation at. So in my mind, like, we're going to this dinner, obviously, you know. And I'm like getting dressed for the dinner. It's like a nice restaurant, so I, smart on his end, like got dressed up.
Nice.
And we're like waiting to go to dinner, and he's like, oh, my parents, who his parents were meeting us at the dinner.
Uh-huh.
He was like, are late. So like, we're not like, let's not leave yet. Like, let's like, I don't want to be sitting at the restaurant waiting for them.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine. During that time period when we're waiting, doing kind of nothing,
Uh-huh.
my friend, who's my neighbor, calls me, and he's like, hey, I'm like out by like the lake, like at like come say hi, which is like a thing that like weirdly happens a lot. Like the house is on a lake. And so I'm like,
Oh, cool.
like Ryan just called, like, let's go to my husband. I'm like, let's go say hi to Ryan. Like he's by the lake. And he's like, okay. Again, like all this is like
Wow.
my idea. Like
Yeah,
he
He's
like
a mastermind.
mastermind.
Yeah,
He's literally a puppeteer.
And he also seems annoyed. He's like, oh, but we're leaving for dinner soon. I'm like, but we gotta go
he's
say hi, right?
acting.
Yeah,
So I love
and
this.
a fucking actor.
He loves the
Absolutely
movie
love this.
Inception.
Literally, literally.
Wow.
So we like
I love
walk
this.
to go see Ryan, and we get to
Uh-huh.
like the end of like the whatever like board thing that the lake whatever, and I'm looking around. I'm like, where's Ryan? So I take out my phone to call Ryan back, and he like takes my phone and he puts it down. He's like, Ryan's not coming, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm like freaking out, and then he like summons this woman from like a bush. Who I like
That sounds awesome.
Whistles, plays a flute.
and she's a photographer.
Oh my
and,
God.
And then like it's starting to hit me, and he gets down on one knee, and I'm like freaking out, and then he proposes. But I was like in such disbelief, and then we went back to the house, and both of our families were waiting. It was really nice.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's so nice.
But he never canceled the fucking reservation.
Oh, and you were
So,
annoyed.
as a Virgo, mostly, I was like, what the fuck? I'll never get to go to this restaurant again. I'm blacklisted.
And when he proposed to you, he signed up for that.
Yeah, he knew. He knew.
He signed up that you would get annoyed about that.
Yeah.
That's so fun. You think a photographer is necessary in those situations?
He knew I wanted a photographer. I don't
Cool.
always think it's necessary. Some people want it to just be like a private moment. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I need some pictures of this.
Yeah. I think that's nice. I think it's nice when it's just the two of you in some ways because it's romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that's how I would want it. I'm like I guess I've fantasized about how it would happen.
Yeah.
This is so corny.
No, that's cute. Because you don't really hear
Really? I
that
haven't
from a
thought about it
guy.
at all.
Well, I was in a relationship that was close to that.
oh,
So
yeah,
like I was like
yeah.
so I've like thought about that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's so nice.
And I was like, is it?
is.
I guess I would want it to just be about us.
right.
Yeah, about the person. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some people it's a spectacle. Like
Yeah.
Disney Worlds
Right.
or some shit like that.
Right,
It's like,
right,
get
right.
over here. What the
Right.
fuck are we
It's
doing
ridiculous.
here? Yeah. I guess I'd cry and I would really have to prepare something to say. Did he
Yeah.
say something
He
nice?
said something, but I totally blacked out. Like I have
Oh,
no
really?
idea what he
Did you
said.
ask him what he said?
Yeah.
After?
He knew. He was able to tell me.
Oh,
but
that's so beautiful.
which is great. But I had no I still right now could not tell you what he said.
Do you guys write each other letters, or is there anything that you do that's romantic like that? Or
We are romantic, but we don't really write each other letters other
Uh-huh.
than like cards on our birthdays.
yeah.
We like our romantic stuff is just like kind of being like really weird with each other, like just like we have like a dance we do when the other gets home, like just like
Oh, I
that
love
kind
that
of
kind of
stuff is
stuff.
like romantic to
Yeah,
us,
I love that.
like it's like not like a ballroom dance, but like
No.
a funny
No.
dance,
Yeah, yeah.
like
You're silly and you're
Yeah.
showing joy and excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
That is fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
I went out with a girl, and when I would see her, she would run around me like 2 times like a dog, excited. And it made me feel so special.
That's really cute.
It made me feel so nice, like, oh, look at this person literally overjoyed to see me that they're moving around.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, that made me feel beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. And did you have a big wedding, or was it
I didn't think it was big, but like if I told you the
Uh-oh.
number of people, you'd be like, that's big, I think.
I'm gonna guess 200.
What's your guess?
150?
It was 236.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Which in my mind wasn't big because
But your sister lives on Long Island. They're having 1,000 people weddings.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking
no,
about?
in my mind it wasn't big because we had to give so many people to my parents and his parents. So like at the end of the day, it was only like 70 of our friends.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
Insane.
There'll be like people that you met one time that
Yeah.
your mother like lived next door
It's
to
insane.
for 20 years that
Yeah.
you met once.
Yeah, I mean it's the price you pay for your parents to pay for the wedding.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's
Now,
so
what are you
funny
gonna say?
when it's like blah blah and blah blah's wedding hosted by
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
because there is that old school mentality like this is
Totally.
your wedding but we are the ones giving the party.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's like changing now, but that's what it was.
No, I mean it's like their last like chance to like have that role in your life
I know.
as like throwing you a party. Because then after that, you're not their baby anymore. Like you're off into the world with
Yeah.
someone else.
Of course.
Yeah.
And your relationship changes with your parents once you have a partner
Yeah,
because your partner has to become first.
right.
Any good parent would, I guess, understand that.
Of course.
Yeah. My parents like saved a little bit of money for my sisters to have a wedding, and they told me they put money away. And lately they've been saying, maybe we give it to you. It could help you down payment on something.
Yeah.
They're like
nice.
giving up
The
hope
wedding money,
on the
yeah.
wedding money.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm 33. I'm not like an
Yeah.
old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Thank you, Robbie.
Not at
No,
all.
not at all.
33?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No. I would say prime age for a man dating.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
It's true.
If only I could make my Hinge profile a little more fun.
Well, hopefully
Oh, no.
hopefully after today you will.
Yeah, 1,000%. Is there any like things I should be like red flags that you see that are just ridiculous that you can't believe still exist in dating culture?
I mean, just like the not paying is like always a big one.
Sure.
I think like a man should never ask to come up to a girl's apartment.
Oh, I totally agree.
I think that just like makes you look like a someone who's just trying to fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Just like a modicum. I think.
Like, what do you say? Do you mind if I come on? Like, what do
No,
people
you
say? They're
don't
just
say
like,
anything.
No, I'm saying, what do guys say in that scenario?
They're like, let's like, what's your apartment like? Or I don't know.
So
Like,
do
if you're
you
not
have
getting the
a
invite
couch up
in,
there?
How do you?
Yeah. I don't know, and I think just like ghosting obviously is shitty.
What is if you go on one date and then do you have to say I'm not into it?
I think it's the right thing to do. Like it depends.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like treat someone else how you want to be treated. If you want to be ghosted, if they don't like you after a date, then ghost them.
Yeah.
But like if you want the truth, then give them a little something.
Yeah.
Don't like keep them wondering.
Sure.
And I think just like a lot of women will complain to me about like I'm talking to this guy on Hinge and like he still hasn't asked me out. Like he's just talking. So that's always annoying.
The chit chat, the
Mhm.
in law. It's funny because guys aren't good at like texting famously,
Right.
but they'll want to stay on Hinge and text forever.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. What do you think the deal with that is? Why are they?
They're just like, I don't know. I mean, I wish I knew because then I could tell all the girls why. But
Sure.
maybe they're just like talking to a couple different girls and
I would say probably.
yeah, like they ask someone else out. It's not
Yeah.
asking
But
you
girls
out. I
are
don't
talking
know.
to other guys too.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with.
Right.
I think that's like the norm
Yeah.
right now, out and about.
I
Yeah.
prefer. I mean, of course. I'm like, you could have a
Right,
almost
right.
boyfriend. That would
Right.
be the ideal
Right,
situation
right,
for me. Is a girl that's like, I'm one step away from getting married or having a
Yeah,
boyfriend, like
yeah.
a very serious boyfriend. Let's
You're like
just
perfect.
go
Let's
out
just,
one night.
yeah,
I
8
want somebody
hours and
fun.
then you get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. I think that like paying is big and like being respectful. I think one thing I struggle with that I know people like is like the reservation or like plans.
Oh yeah, you
Why-
gotta plan it.
Why do I have such a hard time like setting plans?
Well, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, you find out where they live. Like you
Uh-huh.
do it where near their apartment.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah, I just always have a hard time like picking a place.
Yeah.
I really struggle like being like this is where we'll go.
Right.
Interesting. Like
Yeah.
after I mean, clearly I go one place and I'm like, if it's going well, we want to go somewhere else. There's
Right.
hopefully 2 other options. And then it's
Right.
like, if it keeps going well, then I'll have a dive bar that if they want. But I'm never like, we should keep, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, if you want to get another one, we could. It doesn't matter to
Right.
me.
Yeah.
But I try to have 3 spots. I also lived in New York City for like 7 years when I first moved here. And didn't go on a single date, and I would go to so many places. I'm like, this would be a great date,
Right.
And then, and this is close by. This would be
Right.
such
So
a
then
fun
you
little
just
date.
like register that.
Yeah. So I have like day almost pass in almost every neighborhood, and I just never used. And I
Right.
was like, all right, who knows what's gonna happen? COVID.
Well,
I'm like, we might all die.
It's never
Like,
too late.
if we have, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, but the reservation is the move.
It's the move.
You gotta,
for sure.
yeah, the
Right?
reservation.
To have a reservation at a place,
Yeah.
it makes them feel like you're putting energy and care in.
Exactly.
Especially, yeah.
I get embarrassed. I've definitely made a reservation, showed up to a place and no one's been there.
Like it's just you and the date.
Yeah, and it's been like 2 other people in the whole restaurant.
But then you
you gotta
joke
know,
about
bro.
it. You have to
Really?
bring it up. You have to, yeah.
Sometimes I get embarrassed. I won't even say my name at the reservation if it's not like through Resi, where it's like I'll just like walk in.
Yeah, because it's almost so awkward when you're like, I have a reservation, but there's no one in the restaurant.
I know, and they're like, take a seat anywhere. It's like, no, I want you to tell me 5 more minutes, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like so embarrassing.
That's funny.
I've definitely made that because I'm going on dates sometimes on Wednesday nights because it's like I'm sometimes away on the weekends and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'll go to these places. There'll be no one. I love that. Is there anything that you think people need to discuss before getting into like a serious relationship besides like kids? I'm like upfront. I don't want kids right away. I just don't want to waste anyone's time. I'm dating women.
I think that's important for sure.
Yeah.
I think just, knowing like where they see themselves in like 5 years, like where do they want to like end up? Like, are they trying to like move to the West Coast? Like you'd probably need to know that.
Because people, especially in New York, are like leaving.
Some do.
Yeah.
And then I think just like, what does it mean to you to be in a relationship? Like,
and you could just flat out ask that question.
Yeah, I think that's like attractive. If someone asked me that, I'd be like, oh, that's a good question. Never thought about that.
Yeah, that is good. What does it mean to you? That is really nice.
I don't know.
I think for me, I want something that's gonna rejuvenate. There's people that suck energy and people that give you energy.
Right.
People that make you feel like more alive and people that make you like take from you. And I just want someone that's going to make me feel more alive. Probably that's why I don't want like to have to feel funny in front of them.
That's a good answer.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Killing it. Yeah, I'm like at the point where I do want to start dating more actively. So it's been something I've been thinking about. But I know I need to like find a little more happiness in myself before then. So I was really nice to talk to you about this sort of stuff.
Yeah, this is so nice.
It made me feel like I got like a real good point of view from someone that knows
I hope
so
you're
much.
coming away feeling rejuvenated.
I do feel. I mean, I always feel like chit chatting and bullshit like this. I feel rejuvenated.
Okay,
I love
good.
to talk.
Good.
I'm a big chit chatter. Beautiful. Is there anything else that you want to plug on the podcast besides?
I don't know when this comes out, but I have
This
a
week,
show.
Friday.
Oh, amazing! I have a show in New York, at Gramercy Theater, which
Oh,
I
amazing.
really hope you guys come to also.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When is it?
Maybe you can tell some jokes or something if you want.
Yeah. When is it?
It's July 29th.
Nice. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, if you have any listeners in Nashville, DC, or Boston, I have shows there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And listen to We Met at Acme wherever you listen to podcasts.
That's so fun. Robbie, anything you want to plug?
Just this podcast. Loud About Nothing. Keep, rate, review, watch the YouTube. We're really working on this YouTube. So
Yeah,
if
we're
you look on
starting
the
to do the
YouTube, like
I'm trying to do the same. It's a slow thing.
Yeah, because we just had audio listeners, and now we're like, oh wait, YouTube
Right.
is more money.
Yeah,
Right.
we met someone who's the producer of a giant, like maybe makes the most money on YouTube
Yeah.
as a podcast, and he was giving us some tips. So
He gave us some
Oh.
advice.
we're trying to implement these tips.
Yeah,
can tell you what it is.
tell me them later.
Yeah.
I've like been trying for so long. I still only have like 700 followers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need 1,000 to monetize, which we literally
Oh,
just
I didn't even know
asked the
that.
audio people, like, please just subscribe. Please,
Right,
just
right.
get that number to 1,000.
Well, I'll subscribe to you guys if you subscribe.
Yeah,
Of
we will
course,
definitely
yeah,
will.
1,000%.
Done.
We'll make
Easy.
clips.
You guys
We're-
support each other.
We're
It's
getting in
fucking
this
hard.
YouTube algorithm game. That's our
Amazing.
new.
Amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah, so go follow the YouTube. Keep sharing those clips. All right, Robbie, hit the music.